So, yet again, wow, that was fun. So this one I'm using the Alumilite Clear Slow and Eye Candy Peace Lily Green, I believe it is, and the Alumilite Translucent Green dye also. And also, instead of doing a full whole casting, I did took some HDP plastic and some of my cardboard with tuck tape and used it as a mold just to funnel it into those holes.
Alright, welcome back. Got some black walnut here, and I had to do some fills and some cracks, and I chose to go the Alumilite Clear Slow because it's really thin and it'll get way down deep inside of those cracks. First I'm gonna take an angle grinder and grind this down because that's just gonna be a whole lot of whacking until I get it back around. So luckily I've got the wood stove going this time, and the red wasp weren't out last time when I decided to pop me in the back. So I'm gonna get the camera mounted back up, the angle grinder back out, and make a heck of a mess.
What I'm using here is a cut saw. It's the Extreme angle grinder wheels for it's a 4.5 inch wheel. It's tungsten carbide. These things are great to have. If you don't have one, they're great. They are about $65, but well worth it. They seriously eat some material off, and they don't wear out. Not for a very long time. And what I'm doing here is I'm just getting a freshly sharpened edge on that. It's Hurricane 180 grit CBN wheel on the Carter and Son bowl gouge. It's the 1/2 inch bowl gouge. I think I may sharpen maybe once or twice on a piece of wood with those Carter and Sons. I've got a cedar hollow form now. I did have to sharpen it quite a few times because cedars, I'm sure you can hear that right now. That's my dog. She's got a rawhide bone in the background just going to town on it. But cedar just tends to dull and edge like you wouldn't believe. Even though it's a softer wood, I don't know what it is about it, but it'll wreck a blade real quick. No, I've said this quite a few times, but always stop and check your stuff periodically. That place right there it was getting pretty dead gum thin. If you ever start having a thin spot or a spot that's not necessarily good, it'll have a certain sound or a different sound whenever you come across a different place in the wood. This place, it sounded like a very, very thin piece of wood if you was to thump it. Just real ticky sounding. And what I'm doing right here is putting in some thin CA. It's from Glue Masters. Just filling that in underneath. I believe what it was an old branch or something, and it had grown over, so there might have been bark underneath it. I don't know. But if I ever have doubt about a piece or a section, I'll saturate the crap out of it with some CA glue just to hold it tight, keep it from coming loose. Right here I'm just using the skew just to lightly take away any excess CA on the surface. That way I don't have to really fight it too horribly bad whenever I'm sanding on it, just to get those high spots out. Because if you got high spots where CA is, it'll leave a hump in it. And what I'm doing here is I'm just sanding it down. If I put a bunch of CA glue on something, I'll use a big sheet of 80 grit and just get it back down. And I played with the finish on this thing. I tried a different way of CA, but I just wasn't happy with it. It's super hard. And what I'm doing now is just hollowing out that inside right there, just to give it a good place for the, yeah, that. I was waiting on that to happen. But I had to strip it all the way back down. Needless to say, when it came off the chuck and did all that damage to that finish, I shut the shop down for the night. Anyway, with the C finish, it's really aggravating, and you need a vent hood. It's ungodly horrible, the amount of fumes that comes off that stuff when you're doing a CA finish. And my hollowing rig is a simple wood tools, simple hollowing system, except I did some ingenuity and made a high-speed steel cutter to go on there. High-speed steel, it seems to work a little bit better on some woods than the carbide. I don't know, I just seem to have better luck with it sometimes, and sometimes have better luck with the carbide. And I didn't show the whole process. That black walnut, it was just super freaking hard. It took forever to hollow out. Right now I'm just going back. You can see that it's out of round a little bit, so I've doctored the outside of this thing so many dead gum times, it ain't even funny. And back to the angle grinder, and just for video's sake I didn't record the rest of the process, but I ended up going back and throwing some more CA on there. I kind of like the idea of it giving it some structural value. And I've got the cuts all back on there, taking that tenon back off because that rim is pretty thin, and after what I've been through with this piece, I didn't want a chance busting that rim on it.